The new Ninja Turtles movie is out this Friday, and whatever your opinion may be of this whole reboot in general, a lot of you guys liked our last TMNT episode of Things You Didn't Know. So it's time for a part 2. After all, the best things in life come in pairs, just like tasty turtle hoots.
That's correct.
I see.
Here are 7 more things you didn't know about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Probably. We've already covered some of the changes that were made when the Ninja Turtles comic was adapted for the animated series in Part 1, but you probably didn't know that changing the Turtles' bandana colors and giving them a somewhat unhealthy enthusiasm for pizza weren't the only tweaks. For example, in the new movies, April O'Neil is a news reporter, and that is consistent with the cartoon. In the comics, April was actually an assistant to a scientist in a lab.
Radical! Yeah! Totally toothless, dude!
On top of that, the whole surfer dude cowabunga thing was another element that originated in the TV show, not the comics.
How come you're not shouting cowabunga?
Well, to be honest, I'm getting kind of bored with it.
So really, the 80s cartoon revamped the Turtles' mythology in major ways that have carried over to this day in all of the different adaptations that have come since. You might think the creators would be salty about their creations being altered in so many ways, but in reality, they're probably just laughing all the way to the bank. The salty bank. The tweaks done to the Turtles for TV and movie adaptations here in the US were actually kind of minor compared to changes that were made in other countries. The cartoon series was considered too violent in a lot of international markets, and that led to significant censorship. Just the word ninja caused concern, so many countries actually retitled the show Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles. And there were even some versions of the show where Michelangelo's nunchucks were swapped out for grappling hooks. Not sure why nunchucks were considered more objectionable than swords or sai, but whatever. And take the Japanese version of the cartoon where the Turtles could super mutate into some kind of weird half-turtle, half-bro-dude jock hybrid.
Super mutation!
I mean, if that doesn't give you night terrors, I don't know what will.
Now you face the Shredder.
The Shredder?
Maybe all that hardware's for making coleslaw.
Shredder is probably as iconic as the Ninja Turtles themselves, but most people don't know the inspiration behind him. Supposedly, co-creator Kevin Eastman was drying dishes one night and came across a big cheese grater. He then imagined a character with weapons on his arms just like a cheese grater, and even called the character the Grater and Great Man before coming up with Shredder, which, thank God they did, because that is a way better name for a villain than Great Man. Oof.
Hey, Donnie, looks like this one's suffering from shell shock.
Too derivative.
Let's talk about this street fight sequence from the first Ninja Turtles movie. If you've ever thought that the set somehow looked kind of familiar, you were onto something. The fake street they're on was originally part of a massive New York set that was used in 1986's Big Trouble in Little China. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles just repurposed the set for scenes like the street fight, as well as this part when they're on the rooftops. Now I'm kind of wishing that someone would make a Big Trouble in Ninja Turtles crossover movie. Hollywood, make that happen. It would be the best worst thing since Alien vs. Predator.
Pizza dude's got 30 seconds.
You probably remember this part from the first movie with the Domino's delivery guy, and we actually have a thing about the guy playing that guy in our Part 1 episode, so be sure to check that out. Anyway, what you probably didn't know is, even though the Turtles ordered Domino's in the movie, Pizza Hut was the brand to arrange a $20 million campaign to promote the movie. Remember, that's $20 million in late 80s, early 90s money, so it's an even bigger deal than it sounds like today. There were all sorts of Pizza Hut Ninja Turtles commercials, print ads, coupons, you name it, so it's a bit of a you that the Turtles never even eat Pizza Hut in the movie. I would say it's just because they have good taste, but that's definitely not true since they still eat Domino's. You probably didn't realize that Sam Rockwell was part of Shredder's gang, but yeah, that's totally Sam Rockwell, right there. Anyway, that's not what this thing is about. Listen to what he says right here.
Go check out the East Warehouse over at Ledman Island.
That line was a wink and a nod to the Ninja Turtles creators. East Warehouse refers to Kevin Eastman, and Lairdman Island is for Peter Laird. So yeah, now you know that. Last thing. The Ninja Turtles are all named after Renaissance artists, but you probably don't know why. The truth is, Eastman and Laird had wanted to give the Turtles Japanese, or at least Japanese-sounding names. The problem was, they just couldn't come up with names that sounded authentically Japanese. So when that idea didn't work out, they went the Renaissance route, although they managed to f*** that up too. Michelangelo's name was misspelled as Michelangelo in the very first issue of the comic, and it was never corrected until 2001. Seriously, it's even wrong in the older movie's credits. Michelangelo. right there. But once you waited that long to correct something, it sort of seems worse to even do it at that point. I mean, just own your wrongness, dude.
Mikey, was that you?
Let us know if you're going to see the new Ninja Turtles movie this weekend, or if you're just going to stay home and masturbate while you listen to Ninja Rap on a loop. Those are the only two plausible possibilities of what you'll be doing with your weekend. Be sure to check out Cinefix.com and subscribe for more truish things about movies, and sometimes owning your wrongness, which is now a euphemism for masturbation, right here on Things You Didn't Know.